Welcome back to my Top Funnel Sales Development video series. In the previous video, we looked at the importance of recapping every conversation you conduct over the phone, especially with C-level executives. In this next video, we'll explore how to close a call with some point of action. That could be getting a meeting, a referral to another executive or another stakeholder in the organization, ultimately making sure we get a next step out of every call. So let's move on to tip 6. How do we ensure that you schedule a next step on every sales call you make? Firstly, let's look at some of the reasons why we schedule next steps. What's the importance of doing that? Well, for one, it creates a streamlined, efficient setup and structure. And an efficient, streamlined sales process is statistically proven to help improve win rates by up to 15%. Secondly, they help form a commitment when both parties agree to the next step, which again increases the chances of the deal moving forwards. They also help form clarity. It's very important. So both the executive, prospect, and the sales professional know what's coming next. You're both on the same page. The strange thing is, many sales professionals forget this critical process, potentially out of fear of commitment or lacking self-confidence. Many junior reps may not have this adequate sales training to do this. And it's actually surprisingly easy, even by seasoned sales reps and sales professionals and sales directors, to look over this process and over basic sales 101, things like this, in high times of stress. So let's dive in and look at a few examples of creating a next step. Our call is to always push for a meeting. If a first call or next step call, we essentially work backwards from that go live date. So we start with the first call and then we work backwards from the go live date. So this could be a first cold call. It could be the next step that's involved from a secondary discovery call. Either way, we want to put a next step in place in the form of a meeting, a placeholder, so we're able to keep that sales process moving forward. Okay. So, for example, at some point, you may have qualified an opportunity with, say, a gentleman by the name of Michael, right? And he's a senior executive with a large tier two organization. So let's make a start. Michael, it sounds like this is a problem that the organization is prioritizing to resolve this quarter. Perhaps we should schedule some time over the next few weeks to deep dive on some core issues with the team. Does that work with you, Michael? Yes, it does. Great. Let's schedule it in. It sounds really simple, right? And really straightforward, but you'd be surprised to hear that many sales professionals forget this next step. Or let's say, for example, you're partway through the sales process and you've just finished a demo of your solution on the second or third call. But the executive team want to spend some time looking at other competitive solutions, or they feel that they need to chat more internally. You don't want to be pushed out the radar, right? You want to make sure you stay in the radar. So you should schedule a call in between. This is really important to help remove any objections that could arise in that time frame. Stay tuned for the next video where we explore our next topic and we talk about the best strategies for nurturing executive prospect leads who are not quite ready for a conversation. Remember, never be pushy or desperate. If timing is not right, shut it off and move on to the next one. I am Matt Cowan, CEO of Cowan Prospecting. Thank you for listening today.